Rock News here with Brian Tichy, drummer extraordinaire.
I shouldn't be, I gotta look there.
You gotta look here. So, your personal opinion on the 3 NAMM shows?
And all 3 were awesome. When you're in the middle of either any of them, you're just like, this is the best, this is awesome. It was great. It was a ton of work to get together because it's like 150 people over 3 days. At the same time, we did Rhoads Remembered CD. So we had this tribute CD happening at the same time that we had the 3 shows. So it was like 4 projects at once, and some people are intertwining. Some people are on the CD and playing the same show. Some people are on all 3 shows. Some people on 2. It gets maddening to try and put it all together. And but the end result is it's a badass show, and I had a great time.
Let's talk about the Rhoads Remembered CD.
Ourselves, you can order it on CaliforniaMusicFest.com. It was only done because the show was successful. Because everybody on the CD loves Randy, and everybody went out of the way to kind of like, you tip the hat to Randy, and then there's spaces where you can go off.
Let's move forward a little bit here to a recent time when you were in Vegas for the Godz Awards. You got to play with Aldrich and
Doug.
Yeah, so you guys did.
Sometimes I go, Tommy. Wait, I'd love to play with Tommy Aldrich. That'd be awesome. Doug is awesome. Yeah. The night before we played a show called we're called Steemroller. Myself on drums, Michael Devin, who plays bass in Whitesnake. He sings and plays bass in Steemroller, and Doug Aldrich plays guitar. We did this a few years ago in Europe a couple times, and when I was coming in the night before to the Godz thing, I just called Doug and said, "Are you free to play?" And Devin, they said, "Yeah." And called this club Vamped, where we always do some club jams, the Moby Dicks, which is the house band from the Bonzo Bash. They said, "Yeah, we have the night open." I'm like, "Well, we're all going to be there. We can do this." So we did it.
Can we talk briefly about Dead Daisies?
I did a week with them in 2013 on the Uproar tour, which featured Alice in Chains and Jane's Addiction, our buddy Stephen Perkins, what we're doing tonight. Dizzy Reed plays in Guns N' Roses, plays keys in the Dead Daisies, and hey man, we got a week of shows, so I did it, and that was 2013. So then I got together last summer and we opened up a Bad Company in Skinner, we opened up for Kiss and Def Leppard, which was just badass. And he's like, first band I grew up on was Kiss. And then we just went to Cuba. A few weeks ago, and so that was really cool. The Daisies are always doing something, and they got John Corabi singing. I don't know if you guys knew that, but John's singing with them now, and his introduction to all that was in Cuba with us. So they're down in Australia writing and recording a record. I'll reconvene with them for the Kiss tour in Australia.
Let's ask about your experience in Cuba. How was that?
Politics and blah blah blah. Where musicians go into a place to play music, and you're treated accordingly. So you have a hotel, you have people that get you from here to there, you have a place to rehearse, you have a place to record, whatever. We had schools to visit, music schools. You have an agenda. We had no days off as a musician playing music. So we did it. We had fun.
You want to discuss the guitar crews?
Axis and Anchors. As far as I know right now, I don't know the lineup exactly. I think it's Yngwie, Alex Skolnick, in the Rhoads Remembered thing that we do, which will be really cool because you bring some people with you, but then whoever's around is like, "Do you want to play? Grab a song." It makes it very communal, and that's the whole theory behind any of these shows that started with the Bonzo Bash. Axis and Anchors is just an extension of that. It's like, we could take a Rhoads Remembered show anywhere, and whoever's in town, let's throw it out.
Drummers.
Yeah.
I've witnessed a fun reaction between you and Mr. Corky Lane.
But as a kid, it's not just me as a drummer. Anybody that hears that cowbell when you're growing up, and you hear that massive riff, and then the snare go wow, wow, it's like, age doesn't matter. It's spirit. It's just, he sits down as a drummer, he's on this planet, he's alive, he's breathing, and that's what he does. And when he plays,
You just did Jeff Tate's drum tracking, right? Or drums laid down drums for his new album?
Up in Seattle, London Bridge Studios. Hadn't been there in 23 years. I did a record with Zach Wilde called Pride and Glory. Me, Zach, and James Menza, we were up in London Bridge Studios in 1993 for a few months. Did that record there, and then when the Jeff Tate camp was like, "Come on up and record," London Bridge was like, "No way, this is not happening." Been there a long time. So that was a lot of fun. It was cool memories there and stuff. And I did like 10 tracks in a couple days and did some photos, and it was cool.
Your absolute favorite 80s jam?
The first thing that comes to mind for the 80s, but the craziest one, Hot for Teacher.
And we're looking forward to seeing the Tichy, Devin, Perkins experiment
well,
tonight.
Don't say it like that because Perkins is going to piss off.
Oh, okay,
kidding. I set it up. I was like, it's of course it's Steve Perkins. Gotta give it to Steve. See, I'm the kid that bought Nothing Shocking. I was like 18 or whatever. He was like 18, releasing records, going on tour.
Right. So again, thank you, Brian, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys up on
Thanks.
stage
I hope you
tonight.
stick around and enjoy the show.